A new peer-reviewed study has proven that giving police officers weapons of war absolutely does nothing to reduce crime rates. I have Farron Cousins here, editor of Trial Lawyer magazine, to talk about it. You know, Farron, we've done this story so many times. It's almost, you're talking about airplanes, grenades, rocket launchers, tanks, drones. What happens is this is surplus, right? The military weapons industry wants to sell more weapons. So they go to the military and they said, you need new tanks, you need new grenades, you need new airplanes. Let's get rid of the old and bring in the new. And so this is just, it's another way the weapons industry makes money. It's doing nothing as far as stopping crime in the United States, according to these studies. What's your take?
Right, and you know, that's a really good point to start off with there, is this 1033 program is what it's called. And that's exactly what it is. You have the defense industry that wants to keep selling more weapons each year. They know the Pentagon's playing with over $700 billion every year. So where does it go? Well, you have to buy the new drone we have out because the software is a little bit faster than your old version. Okay, well, what do we do with the old version? Let's give it to police officers because, sure, they need a drone for some reason. I'm not talking about the little ones you can go buy at Best Buy. I'm talking about a literal military-grade drone that you see flying from the U.S. over in the Middle East. I mean, that's what we're dealing with.
You can carry a missile if you have to.
Exactly.
Okay, so here it's a recruitment tool. That's the other part of it. Kid wants to be a policeman. Look, you're going to look like G.I. Joe before you get done. No, you're not going to have to serve in Iraq, but you're going to be right here in the police department, and you're going to be dressed up like like a ninja, a ninja soldier. And it's kind of, it makes sense. It's a draw for kids coming out of school, and maybe out of junior college that want to do this. You can't blame them for it, but it's not really accomplishing anything. And the next question I had, well, is it about police safety? If they have all these toys, what does it say about police safety?
Well, unfortunately, these new studies show that this program has done absolutely nothing to keep officers safe. You still are seeing the same number of police officers killed every single year, including those who are driving around in the tanks, using all this fancy military-grade riot gear. It's not keeping them safe. And in fact, it's not keeping communities safe either. If anything, these reports show it's making communities feel more under attack.
Okay,
they view this as a threat.
Let me give you the other side of it. Okay, here's the other side. There's always many sides to everything. You have the cartel, the drug cartel on border states in the United States. They're starting to see new increases of crime with basically cartel coming right over the border. And they're saying down on the border, we need this because the Mexican cartel is armed better than we are. And that is true. That is the truth. So that's their best argument right now. But I'm hearing it more and more that that's why we need all of this stuff. We need drones. We need tanks. We need this stuff because the other side has it. And the other side now is Mexican cartel moving in the United States. What do you think?
Well, there could be an argument made for that, but I think you're talking about, this should be something dealt with by a different government agency, not your local police force. So that's where, if you needed this surplus material for that, the 1033 program should instead say, let's not give it to Barney Fife over here at your local police station. Let's instead maybe put this on the Border Patrol, on, customs, whatever.
A new entity.
Right.
Yeah.
Something that actually deals with that. The FBI, not that we want them, we don't really want any of this out there, but we also have to be realistic and understand threats do exist.
You have to answer, to answer that argument when it's made, but I think you may be right there.